Hi everyone, I'm Sandy and welcome back to my channel. I actually have a tag for you on Tag Tuesday. It has been a little while since I have done a tag, but the wonderful Shelly Swearingen tagged me in this over the weekend, and I really do like this tag quite a bit and wanted to do it. It's also fairly easy. So the tag is, why haven't I read these books yet? Apparently this was originally created by Fiber Artsy, which is Crystal's channel, and it wasn't a tag, but Greg at Another Bibliophile Reads kind of weaponized it and made it a tag, and then Shelly tagged me in it. So I will leave all of their channels linked in the description below for you so you can go and check them out if you're not familiar with them. But yeah, I'm super excited to get to this one. There's only 6 or 5 prompts really, but I'm excited for this one. Shelly was very, very kind in her video saying that, I am broadly read, and I do have a number of books though that fit these prompts. So let's go ahead and get into this. So Greg's message in here was, we all have books that have been sitting around our shelves or in our mind's shelf for a long time, but for some reason or another, we haven't read those books yet. So this is just picking books that you kind of haven't read that people would maybe expect you to have read. So the first one is a classic book. Okay, so I don't know if Tiffany at Beautiful Minutia is going to be my friend after this, but it is Dostoevsky, and not just the Brothers Karamazov. I haven't read a single Dostoevsky. I haven't read Crime and Punishment, The Idiot, The Brothers Karamazov. I haven't even opened it. So I'm really sorry, Tiffany. But yeah, The Brothers Karamazov, I will be reading in December, which is great. So I will be remedying that this year, but I haven't read a single Dostoevsky. I'm hoping to also read Crime and Punishment with Alice from Alice in the Giant Bookshelf. But yeah, Dostoevsky. I don't know why. I think I'm a little bit intimidated by Dostoevsky, to be honest with you. So the next book, or the next prompt, is a fiction book, and I have 2 for this one. The first one, every time I've talked about this book, people have said, oh, you need to stop doing everything and read this right now, and I still haven't read it. I took this book camping with me last year and didn't read it. I've had it for a year, and it is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I've heard so many good things about this. I believe my friend who read it last summer loved it as well, and it continues to sit on my shelves unread, and it's not even on the radar for being read. So yeah, The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. The next one is a kind of a classic, but it's a Pulitzer winner, and it is Lonesome Dove by Larry McMurtry. It's kind of one of those books that's like, how have I not read this yet? Jack at Spread Book Joy and I will be reading this in September. At least that's the current plan. But yeah, this is the one kind of other fiction book that I feel like I should have read by now and just hadn't read it. So yeah, okay. The next prompt is a nonfiction book. And so I have a number of nonfiction books, but not a lot of them are very old. So the thing with this one is, this was a present that I got, I think, 2 or 3 years ago now, that I still have not read, and it is Becoming by Michelle Obama. I really do want to read this book, but it never comes up in my TBRs. It's obviously not on any list that I have. So yeah, Michelle Obama's Becoming. I know that she has a new book coming out. I wonder if I should read this one before I read that one. More than likely, I won't be reading it anytime soon. But yeah, Becoming by Michelle Obama, I think, is the nonfiction book that has languished on my shelves for quite a while. So yeah. The other prompt number 4, is actually a genre book, and I'm going to cut over to my bookcase for this one. Okay, so for the genre one, I'm going to point to this shelf right here. So I have a love of the outdoors. If you've watched my channel, I absolutely will be outside hiking and biking and kayaking and all those wonderful things. This shelf is all of my books about the outdoors. And when I went through and counted it, I have only read 8. I have read Nomadland, A Walk in the Woods, Into the Wild, Touching the Void, Winter Dance, The Ledge, Pilgrim at Tinker Creek, and Wild by Cheryl Strayed. The rest of these are all unread. Oh, I mean, I just really want to get to these because this is stuff that is near and dear to my heart. But that would be the genre ones that I just haven't quite gotten to yet. All right, number 5, the book owned for the longest time but has not been read yet. Okay, so I have 2, and they were kind of purchased around the same time. They have made a couple of moves with me and have traveled with me, but I have yet to pick them up. All right, the first one is The Odyssey by Homer. This particular edition was published in 2003, so it is now 19 years old, and I'm fairly certain I've had it almost that amount of time. I think it's made it through 3 moves with me, and I have yet to pick it up. It's one of those books that I really feel like it's one that I should be able to say that I have read, and I have never had the desire to pick it up. That, along with the Iliad. I almost read the Iliad last year and then just couldn't fit it into the TBR. But the Odyssey by Homer. And then the second one is just another one that I believe is also, when was this one published? So this one was originally published in 2004. This one's even worse because I know there was a group read of this book last year. There's also a group read of the Iliad last year, and I just couldn't make my way to do those. So this one is The Histories by Herodotus. I think this actually is my husband's book, but it has languished on my shelf for a number of years and just has not made it has not made it into my realm of wanting to read. This one is definitely already turning kind of yellow as well, which means it's been on my shelf a minute or two. But those 2 books are, I think, the books that have made it through the most jumps that haven't been read yet, the most moves without having been read. All right, so number 6 is Tag People. And so for this, I have 2 newer channels that I would love to tag. The first one is Talia at Bandana Bookworm Mom. I almost said bookworm. Sorry, Talia. She has a lovely channel. I would love to see her do this because I'd love to get to know her more and what her tastes are. She, I believe, has around 100 and something subscribers now, which is fantastic, but I'd love to see her get some more. So please go check out her channel. And then the next one is Ketavan Reads. Her name is Ketavan, and I hope I apologize if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. She actually lives in Paris, and Paris is one of my favorite cities, and as of right now, she has 30-something subscribers. So I'd love to see people go and check her channel out. Also, I would love her to do this tag so I could kind of get an idea of some of the books that she hasn't read yet. So those 2 people are the 2 that I'm going to tag today. So it's kind of a fun one. If you want to do this one, I'd love to see it. So the other one that I do want to tag is Tiffany at Beautiful Minutia, since I mentioned her, and Jack at Spread Book Joy, since I mentioned Jack. So let's have both of those. I think Alice at Alice in the Giant Bookshelf has already done this tag. So those are the 4 people that I will tag. Normally I do a tag drawing, but I haven't redone everything. My jar is officially empty. So if you're not familiar, normally I draw from this little jar who I'm going to tag, but it's empty right now. So I need to refill it and put new names in it of new channels that I know, and I just haven't done that yet. So, but hopefully you enjoyed this. Leave me comments in the description. Leave me comments down below and let me know what books you haven't read yet that you are kind of unexpected. So that's my list. I hope you enjoyed this. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, everyone, thanks. Bye.